Hey yogis, welcome. I'm Lorelai. This is Namasturm Yoga. Join me for another Vinyasa Flow Yoga practice. Let's just sit to start. Cross the legs. Bring your hands to your knees. Take your shoulders back. Let your head float up on top of the neck. Just spend a little time here, connecting to the breath, kind of like we do, but thinking of this as your transition to your practice. Since we're practicing at home or, away from the studio in any case, there sometimes just needs to be that moment of, okay, I had my day, now here I am on my mat, this is my yoga practice. And it can take a second for our body to, almost like we have to make that choice. Be real deliberate about it. So focusing on the breath, I think, can help. Maybe focusing on the weight of the hands against the knees or the sit bones on your mat. And then just letting yourself find that slight amount of slowdown that we tend to bring to our yoga practice. And maybe just that sense of slowing down is really what kind of kicks in that yoga feeling, or whatever you think of it as. So we go into a different mode almost. And then let's transition to a new Ujjayi breath while remaining seated. Slight narrowing of the back of the throat. Evening out the inhales and exhales. Take a second to choose an intention for your practice tonight. Whatever jumps to mind that seems like it's gonna motivate you or keep you engaged, or I don't know, spark something inside of you. That's your focus for the practice. Just let it be there for you. We're going to flow just a little bit from seated. So on an inhale, reach the arms out and up. We're going to flow to a twist. So as you exhale, twisting right, left hand over to the right knee. And then inhale, reach the arms up again. Exhale, twist to the left. We're going to continue to follow, but this time instead of twisting, we're going to side stretch. So exhale over to the right, a side stretch. Inhale up. Exhale over to the left. And then we're going to repeat, starting with the twist and then going to the side stretch. So inhale up, exhale, twist, inhale up, and twist, and up, and side stretch, and up. And then this next time we go through, let's hold each one for about 3 breaths. So inhale up. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right, holding for about 3 breaths. And then inhaling up, and take your time. You might not be exactly with me, but then we're going to exhale, twist to the left. And again, maybe about 3 breaths here. And then take your time coming up, and this time we'll side stretch to the right. 3 breaths. And then side stretching the other way. Up on an inhale, exhale over, and hold. And come on up. And then let's go ahead and we're going to move to a squat. Let's turn the toes out as we do this. So let yourself support yourself with your hands. Come up off of your sit bones. Take the knees wide. Bring the arms inside of the legs. Press the palms and move your heart forward towards your thumbs. And then adjust on your mat as needed, but what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take the forearms down to the ground. So you might need to walk your feet back, but bring the elbows under your shoulders, interlace your fingers, and then walk the feet back to basically dolphin pose, but your knees can be really, really bent. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna practice lifting up out of the shoulders by pushing the forearms down, and then sinking down with the chest. So almost like we're dropping the head to the floor and then lifting up and sinking down. And just moving like that upper back area. Just really subtle, really small, but you should be able to feel this. And then from here, keeping the forearms down, let's walk the feet out into forearm plank, extending the legs. Shoulders should be over the elbows now. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to shift back and forth a little bit. Keep the core engaged, but this is really happening through the feet. So we're going to move the heels over the toes, and then we're going to push the heels back behind. So we are moving a little. The shoulders are moving forward and back, but think of it as being the feet that are doing it. Strong through the center of the body the whole time. And then finally take your knees down, lower your belly down, take your forearms out in front of you, Sphinx pose. And then here we can also just really small movements here to get started, lifting up and then dropping down between the shoulders, and then lifting up and dropping down between the shoulders. Couple more times, dropping down, lifting up, just warming up that shoulder girdle area. And then let's go ahead and move to cobra pose. So walk the hands in a little bit, elbows by the sides, inhale. Now straighten the arms, push up, and then exhale, bend the elbows, lower down, like you're bringing your belly down and then your chest. Push down, rolling up. By straightening the arms, exhale, slowly lowering down. Keep the shoulders away from your ears the whole time, even as you're straightening the elbows, so that we're never shoving them up. Lower down. One more time. Come on up, and then hold. Shoulders back, heart forward. Take a couple breaths. Really try to relax the glutes and legs behind you. And then let's tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips, move the heart back for downward facing dog. And give yourself a little time to pedal through the feet, bending one knee, let the opposite leg straighten, switch sides when you're ready. Breathing. Root down through the hands, relax the neck. Now from here, lifting your heels, let's move forward to plank, shoulders over the wrists, head forward, heels back, level out the body. Exhale, downward facing dog, move the heart back, lift the hips. Inhale, forward to plank, rolling on the toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, downward dog, and then from here, let's just walk the feet forward, come to a dangling pose at the top of the mat, feet about hip distance apart. Let your upper body hang, maybe sway the torso or nod or shake the head. You can grab the elbows if you like, just letting that upper body go. And then release the elbows, bend the knees a bunch more, and roll up to standing. Shoulders back and down, heart up and forward. And then let's actually inhale, reach the arms up. We can keep the feet about hip distance apart for now. Exhale, swan dive over the legs, fingertips to the ground. Just step the right foot back. Front knee stays over the ankle, reach through the back heel. Nice runner's lunge. And again, sort of this thing of like we're just kind of isolating one part of the body at a time. We're going to straighten the front leg and fold over it gently, and then we're going to bend that front knee. So just a little bend and straighten to warm up the legs here. If you're wanting to connect with the breath, the inhale would bring you forward to the lunge. The exhale would bring you to more of that fold with the front leg straight. One more time. Stay with your ujjayi. And then inhale, coming forward, plant the palms, step to plank, shoulders over wrists. Lowering down, maybe knees go down first, or you can lower through chaturanga if you want to, all the way to the floor. Inhale, cobra pose, heart forward, shoulders back, tuck toes, lift knees and hips. Exhale, downward facing dog. A little more stillness in this down dog than maybe we had in the last one, but really thinking about lengthening as you inhale, especially that upper body, deepening as you exhale, relaxing your neck. And then looking to the front of the mat on an inhale, exhale, stepping, walking, or you could also hop to the top of the mat. This time feet together, big toes touch, half lift, take Ardha Uttanasana, flatten out the back, head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana, and then reverse swan dive, coming all the way up nice and long and strong, and palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. And this time we're going to step the left foot back, and we're just going to work that front leg like we did before. So starting in the runner's lunge, really stretching the back leg nice and straight. Front knee is bent to about 90 degrees. And then straightening the front leg on an exhale. Bending. You might lift your head a little bit as you inhale and come forward and back into the lunge. Couple more times. And then the next time you come back to the lunge, go ahead and plant the palms, step to plank, lowering chaturanga, and this time if you wanted to, stay on the toes, flip to the tops of the feet, take upward facing dog, knees and thighs never come down, and then to come to downward dog, you can just lift the hips and roll over the toes, heart back, holding for downward facing dog. Root into the hands, lift the hips, so same thing, connect to the breath. Maybe reconnect to your intention, so just a couple points to remind yourself, oh yeah, that's right. That's why I'm here tonight. That's what I'm wanting to think about and stay connected to. Good, and then inhale, look forward, exhale, step walk or hop forward, feet together. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana, root down to rise, come on up, and we're gonna continue to flow into some sun A's here. So palms together, inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, high to low plank. You can take this chaturanga to up dog. You can modify with knees to the floor and take cobra. You could throw in a push-up and take more of a power vinyasa. Whatever you need when you get to down dog. We're going to hold here. As we go through this sequence, we'll do 1 to 5 breaths in down dog. So you can kind of choose the length of down dog that suits your practice today. When you're ready to move on, inhale, look forward, exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Half lift, fold down, reverse swan dive, and let's just keep going. So you guys know this sequence. Take it at your pace. Take it the way your body would like to work today. This is kind of our full body warm up, so just enjoy the flow. We got a few more rounds here. Good. So taking maybe one more round here. The next time you find yourself in downward facing dog, let's hold. We can start to add on from there, but no rush. Stay with your breath. Keep your own rhythm going. If you're there a little early, feel free to hold. You can always drop knees to the floor to child's pose if you ever would like to. Place of down dog. And then when you're ready to move to the next thing, let's take the right leg into the air. Open the hip and bend the top knee. So variation of down dog splits here. Open the low body, point the knee to the ceiling. Heel drops to the hip. Keep the shoulders level. Look forward. We're going to step the right forward all the way up to the front of the mat. Lower the left knee down, and we're going to take a low lunge here. So sink the hips forward towards the front heel. Take the arms up. Lift the heart. Lift the gaze, perhaps. And then taking your right hand to your right thigh, use this as a little leverage to pull your left arm over across the body to the outer right leg. Press the palms and twist. From here, if you're able, tuck the back toes, straighten out the back knee, which should float it up off the ground. Keep reaching through the back heel now. Keep the twist going. And then we're going to step forward with the back foot. So maybe look to your right toes, step the left foot up next to it, feet together, knees together, prayer twist here. And this is going to go right to chair pose. So keep the feet as they are, untwist, arms up, Utkatasana. Move the weight to your heels, pull your navel into your body and let your tail kind of drop towards the ground. And exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, and moving through Vinyasa, find your way back to downward facing dog. Take your time here. Follow the flow. You can also skip the Vinyasas too at any point if you need to do that, taking it a little easier if you want. Now let's take the left leg into the air. Open the hip, bend the knee. Same thing, second side. Look forward, step forward. Left knee over ankle, right knee to the floor. Extend the back toes. Come on up and starting with the arms in the air. So see if you can almost find a little back bend here, like your body's making like a bit of a capital C shape. And then use your left hand on your right thigh to help you, on your left thigh to help you bring the right arm all the way across. Outer leg, press the palms, twist. And then once your twist feels strong, tuck your back toes. If your balance is okay here, float the back knee off the floor by straightening out that back leg. And then looking down to your left foot, step the right foot right up next to it. Feet together, knees together. So we do want the feet and knees aligned so that really the twist is happening through the torso. And then chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight on the heels. Exhale, Uttanasana. We're back through into a Vinyasa, heading to down dog. Again, skip the Vinyasa if you prefer. Keep them up if they feel good and you like to keep your practice a little warm, a little more vigorous. Let's take the right leg into the air. Square hip this time. So the thigh stays facing the floor, the toes stay flexed downward. Leg should feel like it's just an extension of the body. Let's come forward, one-legged plank, shoulders over wrists. Keep reaching through the back heel. Now option, if you'd like, side plank on the left, roll to the outer edge of the left foot, keep some space between your feet, keep them flexed, take the right arm up. Now if you can, that right foot is lifted, you have the option to just swing, step it all the way up, lower the back heel down, come to warrior one. Find your way up into it. Lunging, deep rooting into the outer edge of the back foot, trying to keep those hips nice and square. Maybe palms together, look up. And then from here, just simple vinyasa. We're going to go back to down dog. If you want to do one-legged chaturanga, you can keep that right leg behind you. Come down and then put the foot back on the floor for your up dog. Downward facing dog. Second side, left leg up. Square hip down dog split. Shoulders forward over the wrists. Leveling out, one-legged plank. And then rolling now to the right, outer edge of the foot. Maybe keep that space between the feet so they remain hip distance, left arm up. Side plank. If this is too much, you can do just classic side plank or even modified version of side plank. And then when you're ready, just like look to the top of the mat, step that left foot up, pivot the right heel down. Warrior one, side two, Virabhadrasana. Good. Arms up if you can. Palms together, look up to your thumbs. Keep lunging. Hands to the floor, vinyasa. Take your time, making your way back to down dog. You can do one-legged chaturanga. Again, you can always modify your vinyasas or skip them. I will keep reminding you of that. All right, we're gonna come back to the top of the mat on an inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Half lift and fold. And we're gonna do a couple of rounds of sun salutation B. So from chair pose, let's flow right back into vinyasa, uttanasana, ardha uttanasana, chaturanga dandasana, up dog or cobra. One breath per movement from down dog. Inhale the right leg up into the air. Exhale, step it immediately forward. Back heel goes down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Follow the pace of your own breath. Don't worry if you get ahead of me or behind me. Warrior one. And again, vinyasa. We're going to do 2 rounds. So when you get back to down dog, take an inhale. Exhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Half lift. And we'll go back through chair. So Utkatasana is a part of our Sun B. And then from here, let's just go right into Uttanasana again. Follow your own breath for the second cycle. And we'll meet again in downward facing dog after you've completed warrior one on both sides. Take a little time to rest here. When you're ready, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet forward. Half lift. Fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Straighten the legs, come to standing. Let's step out wide for Prasarita Padottanasana. So good parallel feet, nice wide-legged forward fold here. Find your way in. Hands to the floor between the feet. Lift the quads, open the backs of the legs, let the head hang heavy. And then hands back to the waist, strong legs, float up. Let's turn the right toes open. We're gonna come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. So you can keep that front leg straight, tuck the right hip in, back of the hand against the inner shin, top arm up, root down, extend the sides of your torso as well as your limbs. We're going to stretch back long on an inhale. On an exhale, let's move into standing split. So we're going to transfer all our weight to the right foot, fingertips to the floor, left leg up, fold to the right leg. Maybe right hand behind right ankle or heel. Draw your torso in, lift your left leg higher. Now, keeping your body drawing in towards the right leg, let's lower the left leg behind us for pyramid pose. Just bring it down, get the heel to the floor, fold in. Okay, now we're just going to take a vinyasa from here. If you're turned the other way on your mat like I am, it's not a big deal. Just make your way. We're going to do the other side in a moment. Downward facing dog to rest briefly. And then inhale, look forward. Exhale, step, walk, or hop the feet. Half lift. Fold deep. Reverse swan dive. And step out wide. And we're going to take a second variation of Prasarita. So interlacing fingers behind the back. Shoulder blades together and down. Feet still parallel. Folding in. Head can hang. Weight towards the balls of the feet so that you're not heavy on your heels at all. And then root down to rise up. Let's do our standing poses on the other side. So turning the left toes open, arms out, moving into triangle, Trikonasana. Good classic standing pose, strong and structured. And then stretching back on an inhale, standing split on the left. Fold towards your left leg. Maybe left hand behind the left ankle or heel to pull yourself deeper into the pose. Right leg up. And then see if you can just kind of tip into pyramid by lowering the right leg, but keep the left leg straight. Keep your body folded into it. Drop that heel. Sink in. Attempt to level out the hips best you can. And then plant palms, vinyasa, back to downward facing dog. From down dog, let's take the right leg into the air. We're going to open the hip, but keep the legs straight. So just stretch the toes for the ceiling, root down with the hands, relax the neck. And then we're going to swing or sweep the right leg up under the left arm, off the edge of the mat, left arm into the air, twist open to the ceiling. Left hand down. Inhale, sweep the right leg back up. Exhale, step forward, warrior one. And then let's go from warrior one into warrior three. So transfer the weight to the front leg. You can keep the arms extended or bring palms together in front of the heart, leveling out with the floor. Finding your balance, steadying your gaze. We're going to move from warrior 3 to half moon pose. If you need a block here, of course, the right fingers, though, are going to come down right under the shoulder. See if you can just plant them and then rotate or turn the whole body open to the left. Hips, shoulders, top, arm up. Now, bending the front knee, let's step all the way back to warrior 2. So plant the back foot so that the arch lines up at the front heel. Front knee over ankle, hips level. So notice if you need to drop that left hip. Arms out at shoulder height, glance over the front fingertips. Turn the front palm up, reverse warrior. Few breaths, reaching back, still lunging forward. Cartwheel hands to the floor. Travel through vinyasa. Modify your vinyasa if you need to. Skip your vinyasa if you prefer. Finding downward facing dog. Let's go into the other side. So sweep the left leg up, open the hip, try to touch the sky with your toes. Shoulders stay level though. And then we're going to swing the left leg up under the right arm, off the edge of the mat, kind of right out from your hip if possible, and then right arm up, lift, open. Right hand down, inhale, down dog split. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, warrior 1. And then transitioning to warrior 3. And we're going to hold the next few poses once we find them. Palms can come together. If so, keep your shoulder blades on your back. If you're extending arms alongside your ears, if you have room to, then they should stay right next to your head. Half moon pose, left fingers down. Turning the body open. You can bring your hand to your hip if you need to as you transition. Otherwise, do your best. Keep your balance. Now we can step back to warrior 2. So bend the front knee and the body's already open, so just let the back foot land. Level out hips, shoulders. Gaze over the front fingertips. Reverse warrior. And hands to the floor, vinyasa. We've got one more sequence here. So we're actually going to string together the standing poses we just did, but we're going to add on an extended side angle. So from down dog, inhale the right leg up. Let's take one breath per movement here. Exhale, stepping right to warrior 1. So back heel pivots down. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, moving into warrior 3. So we're going to take these balance poses. Inhale, half moon, open. Exhale, step back to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior, and then we will take 5 breaths in extended side angle. Top arm overhead alongside the ear, palm faces the floor. And then reverse the warrior again on an inhale and exhale right to chaturanga. Keep following the breath, stay with your flow. Going back to that sequence we just did, but a little more at pace. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, warrior 3, balancing. Inhale, half moon, opening. Exhale, stepping back, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse, and good old extended side angle. Side 2. And reverse, stretch back, and vinyasa. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Holding, breathing, resting just a little bit. And then let's take the knees to the floor, and we're gonna set up for dolphin pose. So we did this earlier in the practice, but now we're gonna take the elbows down and we're gonna hold it a little bit more. Interlace the fingers, root down. So before, when we were working on this at the beginning, we were lifting up and then dropping down and lifting up and dropping down. And where we wanna land with dolphin is lifting up, so that we can let the head hang, and it should just be completely clear of the floor, even though it's dropped down between the arms. Walk the feet in a little closer if that's possible for you. And this is dolphin. We can stay here. We could try to take a leg in the air. And then if we do that, we could stay here, or we could bounce off of the bottom leg. So bending the left knee, just little hops. Bendy left knee, straight right leg. So see if you can do both of those things together. And then switching sides. So right foot comes down, left leg goes up, left leg is straight, it's in the air, the right knee is gonna bend as a spring, and it's gonna bend to land us softly. But try to keep the top leg straight, that's a swing leg. And then toes down, knees down. Hips to heels. Let's take a good child's pose. Maybe flip the palms up, bend the elbows, hands to shoulders. So that dolphin practice is a preparation for forearm balance. And if you'd like to take a little time in forearm balance, I'm actually going to grab a block here and bring this block to the wall to set myself up. So you can try this at home, or if you're feeling like you don't want to do forearm balance, you can stick with dolphin. If you are confident balancing in forearm on your forearms in the center of the room, take the center of the room, but otherwise I'm going to bring this block to the wall and push it right against the baseboard, and I'm going to set up my hands so my fingers are like alongside the block and my thumbs are against the bottom of my block. But really what we want is parallel arms, planted palms. So the block is just kind of a spacer to help with that, but it also is going to push against the wall, so we're a little more stable and secure. What we want to avoid is the elbows going wide. And if we don't have that block there, a lot of times what will happen is the hands will gravitate in, elbows will gravitate out. So hopefully that makes sense. As you take this to the wall, I encourage you to have a mat under your elbows, because otherwise the floor can be a little uncomfortable. And we can just practice the same thing we just did with dolphin, where we come to a little down dog, one leg lifts, that's the swing leg, the bottom leg bends, that's the spring leg, and maybe we get ourselves to the wall. Maybe we try both sides. Maybe we don't get to the wall, maybe we just practice the hops, but working where you can here. Let's just take, a few more seconds to work on your balancing inversion practice today. And if forearm balance isn't for you, you could take legs up the wall, you could take a headstand, so just give yourself just, a couple more to let your legs go into the air for a little bit of upside down time. Remember, in forearm balance, the head is not on the floor. If the head comes down, well, you're doing a headstand, but really we want to approach a headstand a little differently. So, just be specific, be intentional about what you're practicing, and then come on out and let's take another little child's pose here. Forehead to the floor, hips to the heels. And then let's come up to the knees and camel pose, Ustrasana. We're going to do two of these. I think it's nice to get two back bends. The first one's kind of a warm-up back bend. And then the second one, we have a chance to go a little deeper if we like. Tuck toes for the first one, so the heels are a little closer. Again, we're just kind of getting into it here. And then maybe the hands reach the heels. If the hands don't reach the heels, keep them on the waist. So sometimes I see people trying to reach for the heels and they just let their arms kind of hang out in space, but then you have no leverage to help yourself go deeper into the back bend. So if they won't come to the heels, just have them on your waist, plug the shoulder blades into the back, and open your heart. Support your waist to come up nice and strong. Pull your abs together to help bring you up. Let's sit back on the heels for just a moment. If you like, you could bring your hands behind you, lean back, lift your knees, stretch the tops of the feet and the shins. I like this one. This feels good. It's sometimes hard to find a way to get to stretch that part of our body. All right, one more. You can keep your toes tucked, or if you're ready to keep the feet extended, you know, they're a little further away now, so it's up to you if you want to do that. So as we're working for the heels, we don't want to lean the hips back, right? Hips will stay over the knees. I always think of this as like creating a capital D shape with my body. The arms are like the straight part of the D, and our body is the whole rounded bulging part. Chin in or head back. Breathe. If your head is back, that should be the last thing to come up as you support your waist and bring your body back up, nice and easy. And then let's go ahead and drop the left hip to the floor. Step the right foot over for a good seated twist. Twists really neutralizing for the spine. After back bends, they can feel really nice. Use the left arm around or past the right knee to turn over that right shoulder. All right, and we're gonna do the other side in just a moment, but while we've got the legs kind of crossed like this, let's actually move the left shin forward so it becomes kind of parallel here, and then we're just gonna drop the right leg on top of it. So the shins stack. Right foot over left knee, right knee over left foot, and you might have a space between them. That's okay. We're just gonna fold forward. This is gonna get into our hips. Lean in, breathe. All right, walk the hands in, come up nice and easy, and lean back, and let's switch that all around. So tuck the right heel over by the left hip, step the left foot over, and we're gonna twist this time to the left using your right arm. All right, coming back, and now let's move the right shin forward, lining it up, left shin on top, double pigeon stretch. Fold in. You might feel this a little, it might, be a little intense. Breathe, right? If it's hurting your knees, I would say back out and find an alternative, even if it's just hugging your knees into your chest. If the knees aren't the problem, but you're just feeling it in your hips, yes, it shouldn't be painful, but there should be some sensation there. Lean in the best you can. Your hands are helping you so you don't go too deep. We don't want to force this. We want to allow this as our body feels willing to go. And gently, easily, mindfully come on up. Lean back, take the legs out, give them a little bit of a shake, and we've got one nice forward fold. So Coming from Dandasana, staff pose, where our upper body is pretty erect, where the toes are flexed back, where our quads are nice and engaged, hands can be by the sides, so staff pose. We'll take a breath or two here. Find the strength in here, the structure. And then on an inhale, let's reach the arms out and up. And now we're going to keep the strength and structure in the legs, but we're going to allow the upper body to deflate, to give in, to let go. It's going to be really soft, and gravity is just doing the work for us here. As our hands come to rest on the ground, you can let your head hang. If the hands really naturally and easily reach the feet and it feels comforting almost to hold on to them, that's okay, but we don't want to try to pull ourselves using our arms deeper into this pose. Rather, as the underside of our legs is ready to let go, gravity all of a sudden can kind of take over a little bit more of our weight, and we see the depth of the fold increase. And then coming out of your fold slowly, easily walking yourself back up. Give your legs a little shake, a little bounce, a little shimmy. Maybe roll your shoulders back a couple of times. And we can come back to Sukhasana, nice easy seated position. Inhale, take the arms out and up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Close the eyes, tuning back into your breath. Noticing your body and your mind here now that we've come to the end of our practice. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you wherever you are. Thank you so very much for joining me and sharing this practice. Namaste. All right, we'll take a little time in Shavasana, so if you can, go ahead and just make your way to the floor now, laying down flat. If you need to hug your knees into your chest or take a little happy baby or anything before releasing and letting go, take a sec to do that. And then coming to corpse pose, where you can let go of your intentional breath, you can let go of the weight of your body, you can let go of all effort, and just really enjoy some stillness. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll do so. I have a lot of vinyasa classes available to practice at any time, free of charge. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Again, free of charge to give me a thumbs up. And I do hope you'll join me again next time. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. That also helps me as well. All right, take care. Bye-bye.